Hi, good evening. It's me, Abe again, and welcome to another edition of my YouTube channel called Blindside Sports Talk. Uh, Gonna focus on the rugby. It is the Rugby World Cup currently now on in London, in England and Wales. And apart from the upsets that happened in the first round of the pool matches, there is now not upsets, but a lot. The injury list is extending for the different countries. Let's just look at the Springboks alone. You know, they've got Xander Villiers that's now out of the World Cup. So he will be replaced by a young centre called Sefontaine. So he's on his way to join up with the squad in London. Um, Looking at the list is Yanni du Plessis. He's got a knee injury. Damien de Allender, he's got a knee. Jesse Kirill, he's got a laceration to the eye. And then Victor Matfield and Florido Perry are all on the injury list. With the Villiers out, I mentioned now Victor Matfield and Florido Perry. They are potential captains to take over the leadership role from the Villiers. Berger is not injured, so he's still fit to play. Apart from the names that I just mentioned, there's Willem Alberts as well, and the clock he's in a race against time to be fit for the next match, and there's already another player in South Africa, that's Marcel Coetzee, that has been placed on alert. So should Alberts not pass a fitness test later on this year, then Marcel Coetzee will definitely join up with the squad. Um, on that point of the flankers, South Africa, should they win the remainder of their matches, they might face Australia in the quarterfinal. And Australia has played with three fetchers in their loose forwards. That is Michael Hooper, Scott Fardy, and David Pocock. Now, all three of those guys are lethal in terms of stealing ball on the ground. They are quick to the breakdowns and they position themselves well to enable to win the contest for the ball on the ground. Uh, they the three between them, each one could potentially steal three balls per match. So we're looking at 9 turnovers in one game, for Australia. That means that the Boks might be on the attack. And as we know, they attack through building phases. So they might phase play. You tap your energy, and the average age of the box is about 28 to plus. So those guys, the good guys that came back from injury. There's guys that is not totally match fit. You build phases. You get into the 22. You're in a nice point scoring position and turnover ball. Um, so in my opinion, that will put the box off the game a little bit. And I was thinking that maybe perhaps a Jaco Kirill or perhaps Heinrich Brusseau should have been called up should Willem Albers not make it, just to add to the loose foot in to even the balance out a little bit in terms of capabilities on the ground, because we've got Francois Lowe. Those guys will play him off the ball. We saw what Japan did. He never even took one turnover ball, of course the minute he went in to take the ball, they watched him with walk eyes. They were on him and they moved him off the ball. So um, I can already see that Australia will have the same approach with Lowe. So you'll need a loose forward that can work in tandem with him, and to be a little bit more of a threat. In terms of playing on the ground, we haven't been really effective in this World Cup in creating turnover ball. And that is, in my opinion, because I feel that the balance is out there. You need a little bit more of a balance. to be able to contest the ball. So in other words, you need one to get the timing right and one to protect the guy that's contesting for the ball on the ground. But let me not give Heineke Meyer too many tips. Uh, right then, Jean de Villiers, he sees a silver lining on, the positive that he's talking about there is that in 2007, when he got injured, when he was out of the World Cup, the Boks did go on to win the World Cup, so he's hoping that the same might happen there. Rob Carney, the Ireland fullback, he's injury worry for Ireland, so they're hoping that he can recover. Lancaster rallies England for the Australia clash. That will be a bit of a final for coming up this coming Saturday because they are in the pool of death. England lost the game in the final minutes against Wales, and Wales showed a lot of composure. And I was quite impressed with him. They maintained they had a good kicker in Dan Bigger, and Bigger he kicked 7 out of 7, and he kept them in the game until that break came in the game, and they scored a try, and that evened out the points, 125 all, and then they got another penalty, and Bigger kicked almost a 50-meter goal to convert that penalty. So lots to play for England now against Australia. Two teams out of that group must advance to the playoffs, and it's going to be tough. I think Australia is going to go through, and it's going to be between England and Wales. So England desperately needs to win this clash against Australia. Tonga is taking on Namibia, and they will want to stake their claim and against Namibia. Then the Boks need to show the Scots some respect, and I think that goes without saying after what happened against Japan. So, yeah, I just want to mention that the All Blacks, the Springbok coach, he got an inspirational message, SMS message or text message from All Blacks coach Steve Hansen, and he basically inspired him, and about who he is as a coach, etc. He shouldn't be downhearted after the loss against Japan, and Meyer did admit that sort of caused him to lift his head up again because he had 3 nights of no sleep. So well done there, and good sportsmanship from the All Blacks coach. The Irish fear the return of Sergio Parisse. Parisse is the Italian 8th man and captain, inspirational leader, and he basically carries the team. The team has managed to stay in it, to perform well without him, but you could sense that they needed that little bit of motivation and inspiration, and he's always up for it. He inspires the team. He's a game breaker. He's a creative player, and there's a lot of charisma in his play as well, so he's one of those guys that inspire the guys around him, and the team definitely plays for him. I've mentioned about Willem Alberts. He's in a race against time, and then that's it for now. I think, yes, that's it. Let me just go into the fixtures. Hopefully I can get that up via fixtures. I mentioned Tonga that's going to play against Namibia. Wales is going to play against Fiji. Tight one, that one, because Fiji did have a number of Wales in previous encounters. I think they knocked them out of the 2003 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, either 2003 2009. They knocked them out there, and no, not 2009. There was no World Cup there. 2003, I'm sure it is that World Cup, and then Fiji advanced to the quarterfinals as they knocked out Wales. So it's a big clash there in the Millennium Stadium. France against Canada. France should have that one covered, but we all know on any given day France can be their worst nightmare. So we're hoping to see what's going to happen there. The French coach did mention that he was not too um, excited about the victory of France against Romania, so he felt they could do a little much better. So New Zealand will take on Georgia also in the Millennium Stadium, and Samoa versus Japan. That's a big match for the Springboks. They'll wait to see what happens there, and hopefully Samoa can knock Japan over. And then another Pool B clash will be South Africa against Scotland, and they also desperately needs to win against Scotland. Scotland has been sort of the quiet form team. They've been on form. They've been playing well, but everyone just expects the Springboks to comfortably beat them. I'm not so at ease because I think another surprise might be on the cards if the Boks don't watch them. I think they need to play with a lot of intent. They need to stick to what they know, like they played against the Samoans, and not try anything fancy. The Scots will know exactly what to plan for, but they need not to be too concerned about that. They need to do whatever they're gonna do. They do it well, and do it convincingly, and hopefully, the Scotland don't have enough physicality and brain power to make a contest out of that match, and the Springboks should win that one comfortably. I think the Springboks should still advance to the playoffs. They should make it to the quarterfinals, but then it's the start of the real business. For now, that's it from my side. Um, do look out for another edition or another post of Blindside Sports Talk. I will keep on posting as the tournament progresses, and also get in touch with me on my Twitter handle. My Twitter is at @AWill_sports. So it's at AWill, Abe Williams _sports. Or the Twitter of my blog is @block_blindside. Looking forward to hear from you. Peace.